Here's the deal. I've been sick all week, and the only two things I've been able to hold down are ginger ale and cola. And if the Democrats in Annapolis, Maryland have their way, each one of these 16-ounce bottles is going to cost you and me 32 cents more. Seattle, Washington tried it. Total flop. So what do the idiots down in Annapolis do? They say, hold my beer. Stick around because we're going to talk about it. I'm Doug, and this is Dying to Retire. A Maryland resident for almost 40 years, my career's been a wild ride. And I recently retired from one of those three-letter agencies where, as a manager, but also a fiscal conservative, I often had to do analysis on dumb ideas pitched as if they were the next best thing to sliced bread. And today, I'm tearing into Maryland's proposed soda tax, a 2-cent per ounce tax on Gatorade, Coca-Cola, and even Diet Dr. Pepper. And they swear it's for the kids and for the $3 billion budget mess they recently got us into. But with all the recent federal layoffs stacking up, and they're only getting more, NGOs are being cut, which is not a bad thing. Grocery bills are soaring and something stinks. This should be a warning to every state, and Maryland's the guinea pig. But your state and your fridge could be next. Is this a health fix, a cash grab, or just a scam in a can? Stick around, what this means to your wallet, and you won't believe the numbers. Here's the deal. Delegate Emily Shetty, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, straight out of the Socialist Republic of Montgomery County, Maryland, where I'm from, dropped House Bill 1469, a proposal to slap a 2 cents per ounce tax on all sugary drinks that consumers will be the ones ultimately paying for it, you and me. Now, Shetty and her backers think this tax will bring an estimated $500 million for the state by, 2026. 189 for school meals, 50 million for childcare, and $210 million for the general fund to help pay down that $3 billion deficit. Just think about it. A 12-ounce can is going to be 24 cents more per can. A 2-liter bottle, $1.34. A 12-pack, $3 more. Now, Shetty calls this a health win. From a miner's detail, a Maryland News political blog, Ryan Miner calls it taxation by the ounce. I call it and see it as really a nanny state cash cow that's very similar to what Michael Bloomberg did in New York City for his soda ban, but this time with a price tag. Now, Maryland residents and anyone traveling to and through the state will feel the pain in restaurants, fast food joints, and bars, not just grocery stores. Hell, you can throw in Royal Farm, Sheetz, and Wawa as well, Huawei, whatever you want to call it, as well, who just invested heavily here in Montgomery County and in Maryland. They're all going to take a hit. Fox News Baltimore got Maryland residents raging when they asked about it, and they were screaming no more taxes, the residents, not Fox News. But does this really help the kids? Wait till you hear Shetty's pitch and why it's got some holes in it. Shetty's hawking House Bill 1469 as it's a cure-all, as she did in the early March hearing. It's going to fix pediatric obesity, diabetes, and some cancers. All things that she's pinning to the drinks that, hey, she's calling it the devil's juice. Not the lack of exercise for our kids, not the lack of PE and other classes in schools. Nope, it's solely the soda's fault. Not couch potatoes. Hey, no one's to blame, right? But funny thing is, isn't that why Trump tapped RFK Jr.? Because he's going to work on fixing our junk food and get us healthier alternatives like the ones you see in Europe? Nope, she went too straight, let's tax them, and folks will cut back. That's her mentality. That's the nanny state she's doing. Her so-called experts love to point out that in Philly, a 1.5-cent tax raked in $400 million. They also said it reduced consumption in that area. Or did it? People are not dumb. The ones that could just got up and went out of the suburbs to go buy their sodas. Those who could not, the most vulnerable in the suburbs, were the ones who fronted most of that $400 million. So the poor actually paid for all of that stuff, kind of the opposite what she's saying it's going to do. Now, Shetty estimates that $500 million in new tax revenues, could fund school lunches and childcare and patch the budget. Now, Shetty is the typical Socialist Republic of Montgomery County, Maryland, in a typical manner, that I should say, essentially said, if you don't want to pay the tax, don't buy it. Well, that's kind of like saying if you don't want to have to pay for air, don't breathe. But hold on. Soda has been banned in Maryland schools since 2006, almost 20 years. So, what kids are we trying to help? Is the state again trying to play parent, just like when Michelle Obama did her lunch fiasco and kids got tasteless slop, not healthy food in reality, and more often than not, just skipped school provided meals? HB 1469 supporters say it will help the disenfranchised communities hit by soda ads. Really now? Sounds good, except for low income and laid off workers are just piling up in this area, and their families are watching Happy Meals basically creep up to $20 per meal. Health is nice, but if you can't pay for it, who's got the cash? Residents and businesses are not happy. Next up, this could backfire big time in the state of Maryland and beyond. Now the pushback. No more taxes. No, 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 Marylander told Fox News Baltimore. A minor details, Ryan Miner calls this For Our Kids Act, and that's the name of HB 1469, For Our Kids Act, a tax shakedown. Grocer Marshall Klein says this act will shred many families' food budgets for not only for what they go to the grocery stores, but also how much often they go to fast food joints or traditional restaurants. He basically said this is a tax on people with no options. He warned everybody, and your state could be next if this gets passed. The University of Maryland Baltimore campus poll said 53% of Marylanders are ready to bolt the state, and this tax isn't going to help. Seattle's the proof. They did a $1.75 tax in 2018 that jacked up prices pre-COVID. So a 35 pack of Gatorade shot up $10. And again, like I said, pre-COVID. Costco turned around and pointed customers to go to a Costco in another store to buy sodas and Gatorade and everything. Sales dropped in Seattle by 22 to 30%. Some people just bailed completely. Restaurants got hurt. Everything spiked. Bars, the mixer spiked. Customers ghosted. They left. This Maryland syrup tax could do worse. Think about it. Your Happy Meals are edging close to $20. A Happy Meal 10 years ago was under $5. And with the federal layoffs just piling up and then some, a lot of the federal contractors, the second and third order, the people being laid off is happening. This is government greed and nanny state overreach, all under the guise of health, and it's going to hit us hard. So what's next? Could this tax be the straw that breaks the back of many Marylanders? Is this a warning shot for those of us living in blue states? We'll see. It's go time. They're voting on this bill later this month. Now, if the bill, HB 1469, passes, Maryland's going to be the first state taxing sodas everywhere, from gas stations to the bars. Now, Shetty is from the Socialist Republic of Montgomery County, Maryland. I cannot stress that enough. She claims it is for the kids, $189 million for free meals for the kids. But USDA already has a program that covers meals for kids in schools. Now, also, Maryland has banned the sale of sodas in schools since 2006, almost 20 years. So do parents raise their kids, or is it the state? Because what she's proposing will affect us at home. Now, Maryland Democrats cry, keep the government out of our bedrooms. But shouldn't that same logic apply to keep the government out of our kitchens, our fridges, and our wallets? No state has ever taxed its way to glory. Nope, not at all. We need to cut fat, make tough calls, and not do this nanny state tax grab bullshit. Now, Shetty's got her eyes on the tax bucks rolling in. That's all she can see. It's tunnel vision. But as a person whose job was risk management, I see some risk that she is blind to. First, restaurants and fast food jobs are going to tank. Folks are going to stop going out. When the Coke costs more, their dinner starts costing more. That's already occurring with all this inflation the past 4 years. Second order of risk. Businesses are going to bolt. New investment's going to dry up. Why stick around for this? Third order. Residents are going to start fleeing. 53% in the poll already wanted bolt. And the poorest in this state are the ones who are really going to get screwed. They're going to be the ones stuck paying this since they can't drive to Virginia, West Virginia, whatever, and buy soda in bulk at Costco, Sam's, or BJ's, then drive back. So they're the ones who are going to be paying for it. At the same time, she's saying this is for them. Seattle's tax bombed. Sales tanked, health flatlined. Bloomberg's New York City soda ban got laughed out of court, right? Now, think about this. I've been sick as a dog for this last week. Ginger ale and a little bit of Coca-Cola is the only thing I could stomach, and they want to tax that. Jobs are going out fast in this Maryland, D.C. area. Costs are climbing. Eggs are going down, thankfully. But recently, about 1,300 well-paying jobs just evaporated in Montgomery and Prince George's counties alone. Is this bill's intent to make kids healthier or to break Marylanders' backs? So, Maryland soda tax, health fix or wallet wipe? To me, I see it more as the Seattle, Washington, Costco mess on steroids. It's a full state tax shakedown. Like minor details reported, it is a shakedown that is hammering regular folks like you and me in none of Shetty's Grant-rich Socialist Republican Montgomery County circle of friends. Maryland is just a warning shot. Don't let this crap happen to your state. So what do you think? Comment below. If you found value in this episode, smash that like button and subscribe. Also, check out my Maryland utility scam video. Almost 50% of your utility bills aren't even for gas or electricity. I'm Doug. This is Dying to Retire, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.